The Green Building Council denies it's trying to undermine research that questions whether its Homestar rating tool is promising more than it's delivering. The program run by the Green Building Council rates homes on a scale of 6 to 10. According to the system, a rating of 10 or more means the home will be easier and more cost-effective to keep warm, healthy and more environmentally friendly than a typical new house built to building code. But a study by two Auckland University researchers found properties rated 6 on the Homestar scale underperformed compared to other new builds, dropping below recommended minimum winter temperatures more than 55% of the time and chronically overheating in summer. In an email sent by the council to, quote, valued partners, it questions the integrity of the study and one of the researchers and asks the recipients to keep the discussion document confidential. I asked Green Building Council Chief Executive Andrew Eagles what he thinks of the research.
Yeah, so that's interesting to see, and that's it's useful to get that perspective. We'd like to see more research around that topic. I think that it's really important to note that the tools are built up with a large group of community around in the construction and property sector, and this is one of the pieces of feedback. It's good to have that. The tool is in the process of being improved. It will have a new version out next year, and that's been in the running for a year and a half. I think this is some input, and we welcome that. I think it would be good if there was a larger number of properties, and if there was a wider range of property types. I think that would be really useful. But look, it's welcome. You know, we're a not-for-profit. We get input from everybody to improve buildings and homes, and it's really useful to have that.
You sent out a 6-page document, I think it is, discussing this research. What was the purpose of that?
We had some people who use or looking to use Homestar were interested in other perspectives and feedback on the report, so we put that together to brief them.
Okay, in that particular document, you say, while not explicit in her research, Ms. Payne, which is Rochelle Aid, has publicly shown support for Passive House Standard in preference to Homestar. This may, in part, explain some of the perspective in her research against Homestar. What do you mean by that?
Well, what we're getting into there is just around in the sector, there's some interest in other ways of getting things done, and so we're just referring to that interest. But you know, fundamentally, we're a large community that all want healthy and warm homes, and so we're all working together to improve those outcomes for New Zealand.
Can you understand why that might look like you are attacking her research and her integrity, which has been peer-reviewed? You say this may in part explain some of the perspectives in her research. It's independent research that's peer-reviewed. Are you suggesting that personal opinions or statement has, affected the outcome of that research?
No, we're not suggesting that. And indeed, you know, the research is useful to have, and it helps inform how we're moving ahead. Indeed, much of these concerns have already been dealt with in a tool that's going to be launched pretty soon. And we did set that out to Ms. Payne about a year ago.
So, do you accept the findings of the research?
Well, I think it would be useful to build upon it with a deeper number of homes and a wider range of housing types. So, in some areas, the research just looks at apartments, for instance, and some instances just social housing. So, what we're really interested to do is build up a better.
So, does it have value or not?
Project. Well, it's a useful perspective, as I say. You know, we got 100 responses to our most recent Homestar consultation, and further, we're working with brands to increase the number of homes that can be assessed against Homestar so we can learn even more. But, it's great to have lots of people have input and build upon what we're doing so we can get better homes for Aotearoa. Clearly, it's a huge issue because our homes are damp and mouldy, so we want to encourage more research and get more information out there.
Again, you say that this report has been prepared for a small number of our valued partners who may come across and question commentary offered by individuals seeking to detract from the value of Homestar. Again, what do you mean by that? Seeking to detract? It's independent research. The findings are simply the findings, are they not?
Well, I guess, this is... We were asked to provide comment back to some people who were looking at this, so we put this report together to help inform them. We've seen the research and it's useful to have, and we really welcome it along with other feedback and input we get on the tools. So as I say, with Homestar, we've just had 100 different people feedback because it's going through such a resurgence and lots of people building to higher standards, and so this was... It was useful to have, and it's good to be having these discussions.
How many people did you send this document to?
I'd have to check. I haven't actually got that.
And why did you ask them to keep it confidential, keep it to themselves?
Well, I guess that there's a sense that we would like to have these conversations in a measured way, and it's. I think that's how we talked about that with them. I'd have to check why it was actually kept confidential.
Were you trying to undermine this researcher? Because she is concerned that you are trying to undermine the findings of her study and her reputation by circulating this document in which you, raise allegations about the findings of her research, particularly where you say that some of her opinions may have swayed the research findings, in essence.
I think that... I think if we wanted to undermine her, presumably we'd go public and be more forceful about it. I think there would be far firmer ways of doing that if one wanted to, which we didn't take.
And that's Andrew Eagles, and the Green Building Council has confirmed there is no independent research that supports the claims made about the Homestar rating tool.